Hey, how's everyone doing out there tonight? This is Undead Nightmare 24, back with a video. I want to first say happy Halloween to everyone. It's going to be 31 days of Horrortober. Day 31. We're getting into the final day here, guys. It flew by. I've enjoyed this and enjoyed watching other videos of YouTubers that are doing this as well. So I told you guys I was going to do a surprise review here from a recent pickup. So I did that as a first time watch. Let's get into day 31, guys. Here we go. It's 2020's Bad Candy. I just got this in a couple days ago. Just watched it. I'm going to give you guys my thoughts and opinions. This is a horror anthology film. It's directed by Scott B. Hansen. He did camera work for Texas Chainsaw from 2013. We got Desiree Canal, another director. That's two directors. She was a producer for the film Forgotten from 2012. I've not heard of that film. It stars Zach Galligan from Gremlins and Corey Taylor. He was a vocalist and lyricist for Slipknot and Stone Sour, so those two bands. So this film is a horror anthology film, like I said. It pretty much starts off with these two disc jockeys in a radio station. One played by Galligan, he's Paul. The other one by Taylor, he's Chili Billy. And they're pretty much telling stories of, based on Halloween. So they started getting the stories. You have a first story about a girl who pretty much she draws pictures of like Halloween creatures and they come to life. I thought that was real interesting. This was my favorite story out of the film. And she comes from pretty much her mom's died and she's living with her dad and he's an alcoholic and abusive. She's hanging out with friends. She wants to spend Halloween, but her dad's looking for her. He gets her home and locks her in her room and grounds her, and she's just crushed. So she's pretty much pissed off. She starts to draw these creatures. They start to come to life and pretty much terrorize her dad and protect her because he's pretty much a scum. That's the first story. That was my favorite story out of the film, like I said. And we have another story which is pretty much about, you have a drug dealer. He's kind of selling drugs to everyone. He's a horrible person. He treats everyone like dirt. He just cares about himself. And he ends up going to pretty much this bathroom, and some kinds of offensive stuff written throughout the bathroom. Some hilarious stuff too. As he gets in this bathroom, he notices someone comes in there and it's pretty much like missing a tongue. It falls off. He freaks out, and then he sees a guy in like a devil mask come in with a knife, terrorizing him like a slasher story. So he's trapped in the stall, trying to get free. He's trying to regret everything he's done, but it's a little too late, as this slasher has came for him. Also forgot to mention this on the first story. A girl drew a kind of like it's like a clown devil, and he comes to life. And he's throughout this story. He's kind of plays that Sam character that if you don't appreciate Halloween or have the spirit, he'll come for you. And it's funny because like his powers are real. They're like CGI. They look pretty bad, kind of cartoonish. But then he does have some effective kills throughout too. So then we have another story connected to this drug dealer story. We have a girl that's real lonely. She's at a party. She gets called into work. She has to go work at this morgue. And she pretty much doesn't communicate with anyone. She ends up talking to the dead bodies in the morgue. And pretty much does some necromantic kind of stuff. She gets with one of the dead bodies, and he ends up coming to life and chasing her to pretty much kill her. That's another story. Then we got one with these kind of like crew. They're like a crew. One's dressed as a vampire. He's like a Uber driver, taxi driver, and he has a plan. He has this guy in the trunk moving around, so he's real suspicious. And he has another couple of friends that are up to something, so they end up like kidnapping these people and taking them to a field. And then you got one of their friends that pretty much turns into this like winged creature, and he starts picking off these people one by one as they're running through the field with pumpkins on their head and no clothes on. It was a pretty entertaining story, that one. And then we go to another story which has it turns into this paranormal story about a haunted house and a boy that burned himself in there. And I guess bullies like pretty much dared him to go in there, and he gets trapped in the house and burned. And these paranormal investigators end up at this house investigating. There's a woman that has these psychic abilities and trying to change the story, but it's too late. It's real weird. And then it ends up connecting to the DJ, the radio station where these DJs are at, and takes a real odd twist there. It connects that way. It's a kind of odd, kind of wraparound story, but it's pretty much all I can talk about the film without giving away too many spoilers. This is lower budget but done well. I'm going to tell you what I liked of this film. I like the awesome Halloween atmosphere and settings. It gives you that real Halloween spirit, man, to watch this on Halloween. Set real nice. The CGI was pretty bad. I didn't care for that. And it did have some practical effects that were decent, but not enough to make me enjoy this one. The stories were kind of lackluster. I thought there could have been more done to them. They kind of just don't do it for me, honestly. The wraparound story as well, too. Like, I've seen films like Trick or Treat, Creep Show, stuff like that are done excellent. This one it was missing something on the wraparound story. Maybe I gotta watch it again because I didn't fully understand it totally, but it just doesn't get the job done. And like, the killers have some decent costumes on. I cannot speak here. But they kind of look like costumes you would get at a Spirit Halloween or something like that. So they weren't the greatest, but still creepy looking. But it's something you'd see like somebody on the street. So, and that didn't bother me. It was just the way it was executed that fell short. But yeah, that's this film. It's a horror anthology film from 2020. Bad Candy. I'm going to give you guys my thoughts and opinions on this film. I'm going to give it a 3 out of 5 just because I enjoyed 2 stories out of it. But that's being generous on this film. It just didn't do it for me. It felt like it was lacking something on them stories, and the execution wasn't the greatest. But if you could find this film, I can't recommend it. If you could find it for a sale price, I would pick it up. But that's going to be my thoughts and opinions for 2020's Bad Candy. Everyone have a happy Halloween. I've enjoyed doing these 31 days of Horrortober. Thank you to everyone that supported and commented on my videos. I appreciate that greatly. Everyone have a happy Halloween out there, and I'll see you guys with this segment next October, man. It's been fun. Undead Nightmare 24. Hit a like, comment, subscribe. Keep it horror. Peace.